Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Tim.
Welcome to Vintage Food Farm. Today we are going to take you to the beautiful, tropical Port Douglas. So the roads opened to Port Douglas yesterday. They've been closed for a whole month because there were landslides and massive boulders on the road. But the road is open now. So we booked a boat tour and we decided we would take you out to Port Douglas and show you what it's like, because the local businesses and restaurants are desperate for people to come back. So we thought we would go up there and see what it's like, see if it's worth visiting. We had Cyclone Jasper 1 month ago. And that's why all the roads were closed to Port Douglas. The problem is they've just announced that there is another cyclone about to form off the far North Queensland coast. And they are saying that it is going to hit somewhere between Cooktown and Mackay, and possibly just south of Cairns. We're only an hour away from Port Douglas. The cyclone hasn't formed yet. If it had formed, that might be a different story, but I think it's still worth us going to have a look. And fingers crossed the cyclone goes somewhere else or doesn't form. But if it does, we have to come back this afternoon and start preparing for a cyclone again after 1 month. Here we go, off to beautiful, tropical Port Douglas in far North Queensland, Australia. We're at the Tavern and we're going to fuel up. We've just heard on the radio that the trip that normally takes 1 hour to get from Cairns to Port Douglas is now going to take about an hour and a half. They've cleared the road, they've cleared all the boulders, but there's still one lane in some places. Where it was 100 k's an hour, it's now 80 k's an hour, and where it was 60 k's an hour, it's now 40. But that's okay, because this is the most beautiful drive in Australia. So we will take our time and we will enjoy it. So the Tavern has a nice little pie warmer full of pies, so we're going to get a pie for breakfast from the Tavern. So we've got our pies from the Tavern and we are off to Port Douglas. Breakfast of champions.
As another cyclone is forecast to develop, Jamila Timmins reports.
A tropical low brewing in the Coral Sea is expected to develop into a cyclone by tomorrow. The Weather Bureau says there's a chance it could intensify into a Category 3 system before making landfall as early as Tuesday, somewhere between Cooktown and Mackay. Livingston Shire Mayor Andrew Ireland says preparations are underway in the coastal region near Yeppoon.
We have been doing some preparatory work in the background so that we are ready in case things turn otherwise than we'd wish. But certainly at this stage, we're in a phase of preparedness.
The Bureau says severe impact is possible, especially if it makes landfall south of Cairns.
So it's actually a little bit scary because even when we left this morning, it was Thursday when they thought that the cyclone would cross the coast. Now they're saying Tuesday, and this just shows you how unpredictable these things are. They don't know where it's going to cross. They don't know how severe it's going to be. They don't even really know if it's going to turn into a cyclone yet. So it's really a waiting game. We are totally prepared at home. We made sure we were after the last cyclone because it took us too much time to prepare. And if you've seen that video, we also were sick, so it was pretty horrible. But yeah, so looks like it's going to form into a cyclone tonight or tomorrow, and it looks like there is a possibility that it could cross the coast on Tuesday. It's now Sunday, so that's 2 days away. So we're still going to Port Douglas, and we will listen to the updates as we go so that we can keep track of what's happening. And if we get nervous or anything, we're just going to turn around and come back. We won't do Port Douglas, but we'll just see how we go. It's also quite overcast and tropical and really, really humid and muggy. And no apologies for the weather, because I actually prefer this weather. It's absolutely wild and beautiful. And to be able to go to Port Douglas in this sort of weather is actually really, really cool. Now on the Captain Cook Highway, it's a straight road all the way to Port Douglas. So we'll see what the road's like. The boulder that was on the road for the last month that blocked that highway, you could go to Port Douglas the back way, the inland road through Mariba and Gelatin and all those sort of places. But the main straight road that goes along the coast, which is the beautiful drive, has been closed for a month. And that was because a 300 kilo boulder came down during the rain after Cyclone Jasper and blocked the road, and they had to like smash it up.
300 tonne, not 300 kilo.
Oh, 300 tonne.
300 tonne. They had the army in to demolish it.
So, and that only opened yesterday. So we're just coming up to Palm Cove now, and you can see how beautiful and lush and green it is because it's the middle of the wet season. So we are just coming up on the highway to Ellis Beach. Ellis Beach was devastated during the aftermath of Cyclone Jasper. So we'll see what that looks like now. I know all the palm trees along the beach, the whole beach had beautiful big coconut palms, and they're all just laying down after the rain washed away all of the sand. So sad. You can see on the side of the road here, there's been a landslide and a lot of damage. So we're just driving up to Ellis Beach, and you can see how much heavy machinery there is on the side of the roads. Obviously there's been landslides along here. The beach was washed away. We're going to go and have a look at the beach now. It's good to see here that there are heaps and heaps of either tourists or locals at the Ellis Beach bar, which is absolutely fantastic. And we will pull up and have a look at the damage on the beach. It's still absolutely beautiful. Absolute paradise. Cyclone damage or no cyclone damage, it is beautiful. So from where we are here, we can't see all the palm trees that are blown over, but I did see them as we were driving down. But what a beautiful place still to come to. Right over in the distance, which you wouldn't be able to see on camera, is the ferry that is going between Cairns and Port Douglas at the moment. And I think it costs just $50 per person, which is not bad. So if you are a tourist coming into Cairns and you want to go to Port Douglas, that ferry ride is beautiful. So this place is famous for their $2 oysters. They are amazing. This is one of the most beautiful places in Australia, sitting across from a tropical paradise beach, eating $2 oysters. And this is only like a 20-minute drive out of Cairns, so fantastic place to come. This drive is the most beautiful drive in Australia. It is unbelievable. It's like you're in dinosaur times, like the ocean and the palm trees and the rainforest where it meets the beach is just incredible. But here's the first bit of roadworks that we've seen. So they said there was going to be massive delays on the road to port, but there doesn't seem to be at all. Maybe it's because we're a little bit early, but we want to get up there early so that we can go to the famous Port Douglas markets, which are absolutely beautiful. On the way to Port Douglas is one of the coolest places ever, and that is the Hartley's Crocodile Park. What's it called? Hartley's Crocodile Adventures. And it's a really, really must-see place. Now, we're not stopping here because we've been here so many times, it's not funny. We actually had a year pass, an annual pass at one point. So we'll just show you the front door. It's only 10 seconds off the highway, and you will get to see heaps of crocodiles, heaps. And you can go for a ride in the boat and see the crocodiles in the water, and then you can see all the shows where they're feeding the crocodiles. Really big crocodiles, really up close. It is a really great place to stop. We are coming up to Rex's Lookout on the right-hand side, and we'll stop there and jump out and show you what it looks like from there. So one thing that I've always thought about this lookout is that you need to be very, very careful when you cross the road here because it's on a corner of a blind spot. So this pad that's on the ground is the Cairns hang gliding takeoff point. Hopefully Tim's not about to fall off the cliff. So they stand on that and then they just jump off the cliff. Pretty incredible.
Oh, it's beautiful and fresh.
Well, there was no cars when we first went. I was like, rude.
So you can see up the top there, there's been definitely landslides. And look at all these waterfalls all along the highway. That boulder at the top of that landslide area, it looks like it's ready to fall down again. So that's all the sugarcane plantations which go all the way up the coast. We're now going in to see the river. Do you know what the name of the river is?
Mowbray.
Mowbray River. Oh, so this place is filled with crocodiles. The Mowbray River is crocodile heaven. I didn't even plan on filming on the drive up, but when you get here, you're just like, wow, you need to show people how amazing the drive is. The drive is as good as Port Douglas itself, don't you think?
Yeah, that's one of the best drives in the world, I reckon.
So this is the Mowbray River, and you can just stop on the side of the road, and they've got a concrete walkway that walks down to it so that you can have a look. That is all crocodile-infested river with beautiful, beautiful mangroves all along the side. Amazing, so tropical. Are you worried about the cyclone?
I don't know. I'll probably check this afternoon.
Yeah, I know. It's just like blank it out until...
Yeah, I kind of feel like once it's formed, then I'll kind of go... I don't know. I have a feeling it'll go below us, but yeah,
So
I
do
tell
I.
you,
I
wouldn't
feel
it be
like-
terrible if it hit because of all the wet that we've had?
I know, it's crazy.
What about, did you come up that?
Yeah, perfect. The road.
The road?
Yeah, perfect.
How many waterfalls are there
Oh, I
now?
know! I'm like filming like crazy. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, I was just going, like, it's just usually tree lined and you never,
Yeah.
like, whether they were there before and you just never saw them.
Or it's all cleared out.
Or
yeah.
it's just created new ones.
But doesn't it
It's
just show you how
amazing.
stunning it is? I know,
Oh,
it's amazing.
Yeah. Enjoy your day.
You too. So it's funny, we just spoke to two locals down at the Mowbray River, and what she said really rings true is you can't decide anything. You can't be scared. You can't be having any decisions made about the cyclone because you don't know what's happening. And it's sort of like you need to wait a little while before you can decide whether you're going to panic or whether you're going to get ready or what the situation is, depending on where they think it's going to land. So yeah, I think that was a really, really genuine local opinion is, I don't know right now. I think maybe this is going to happen, but we won't know until we know. We're now coming into the outskirts of Port Douglas. So Port Douglas is only really a small town, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only 3,600 people or thereabouts.
But then when the tourists come, there can be like an extra 30,000 or tens of thousands more than what there was. I mean, if you've got a caravan or a camper van, or you just like to travel, this is a drive that you really, really have to do. It's incredible. So here we're coming into Port Douglas now. I would also say that it's not the cheapest place in the world to stay or to eat, but if you want absolute luxury and paradise, and there are some backpacker places, and if you wanted to do it cheaper, you could do it in a caravan park or in some of the cabins. So Port Douglas is filled with some of the most beautiful resorts in the whole of Australia, some in the whole of the world. Absolutely beautiful. It's got fantastic food. If you can't afford to stay here and you don't want to stay in a caravan park or a cabin, it is a really easy day trip from Cairns, and you can also take that $50 ferry from Cairns to Port Douglas as well. We're now just about to drive into the heart of Port Douglas town. Such a beautiful town. Lots of brand stores like Cotton On and Gander, some more high-end stores like Sportscraft. But there's places like Coles. So, you know, if you don't want to eat out every meal and you want to be in Port Douglas but not go broke, you can always go and buy some cold meat and fresh bread from Coles. Sit on the most beautiful beach in Australia and eat it. We have just stopped to go to the Port Douglas markets, which are beautiful. Tim's just getting his stuff out of the car, but I just want to show you what the view looks like just on the side of the car park. The side of the car park in Port Douglas looks like this. Unbelievable. I'm just going to talk quietly because people are fishing, but it's so beautiful. The vibe is so chill, it's lovely.
Natural electrolytes. Huh? We're going to have food.
What, so you're going back to the car?
So this is the famous St Mary's by the Sea chapel, and you can rent this out to get married in or have a funeral in, apparently. Is this an actual, like, working church? Like, there's services in here?
Yeah, we're going to. Would you like to join us today? And we're looking for a speaker. We
Wrong
would love
person.
to hear from you. Love this funeral. Everything's happening here.
Everything, weddings and funerals.
Weddings and funerals. One thing good about this place, right? You can book your weddings, you can book your anniversaries and all that stuff.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, we can't book your funeral yet. You don't know the date, right?
Oh,
It can be any time, right?
yes.
When the Lord calls, we have to go, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is it.
Wow.
Destiny, right?
Can I
Right.
walk to that window or not? Is that okay? Seriously, if you want a special church to get married in, you need to come here. Fiji grows a lot of the same things that we can grow here, but we don't.
We can grow taro, cassava,
yes.
and most of the tropical stuff that's here.
Yeah.
Like bananas, all that kind of stuff, pawpaws and all that, papaya.
Yeah.
And also coconuts and all that.
Yes.
So we grate our own coconut, do our own coconut.
Yeah.
We pick it from there. We don't go to the supermarket and get a can.
No.
Thing, right? Because that's weird, right?
Yeah. Even when we went to Cambodia, we learned how to cook so many things using the same sort of food, because it's all the same. Fiji, Cambodia, Vietnam, very similar.
Very similar, yeah.
Very similar.
Very similar. We normally look for what's seasonal fruits, right?
Yes, yeah.
So you go for seasonal fruits, you can't go wrong, right?
Yeah, and grow it and cook everything in a banana leaf.
Banana leaf or it's good.
Yeah.
We eat taro leaves, right?
Yes, yeah.
And they also leave taro stamp, they eat
Yes,
that too.
yep.
So there you go,
Yeah,
you don't
and
waste anything.
You're the best.
Okay,
See you
mate.
later.
See you. Come on in. Take a seat.
Have a nice day. What a beautiful, relaxing, tropical market. And that church was incredible. That guy, amazing, from Fiji.
I'll show you how they work.
Oh, beautiful paintings, Rainforest Studio. Hello, Miss Mango.
Hi. Welcome.
So this is Miss Mango.
Welcome.
She makes the most beautiful earrings. I'm great. How are you?
Very well. Welcome to Port Douglas.
We love your stuff. I'm going to get a pair as soon as Tim comes with his wallet.
Are you following us? You're stopping us.
Oh, yeah.
Do you go, like, do you have a YouTube thing or something?
Yeah, Vintage Food Farm.
Awesome. All right, we'll have to look it up.
Well, you're on it twice now, so...
Okay, you got me crossing the road.
Everybody brings their dogs here. It's very cute. I love that they're all completely different.
Yes, very.
Couldn't decide. So there's always a heap of really cheap fresh produce in Far North Queensland. Look at that, $20, 20 bucks for a box of mangoes.
$30 back here we go.
Mariba honey.
Thank you.
Thank you, my darling.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Where are you from?
From Mariba.
Mariba.
Yeah.
I thought you were Tolga.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not Tolga.
Where are you from?
Spiwa. Spiwa, just in from Kuranda. Between Mariba and Kuranda.
I know Spiwa.
Yeah.
We've been there a long time.
Yeah.
I used to go market there, Spiwa.
Yep. We've got a, that might be where I've seen you, actually, because I've seen you before. We've got a...
just so small.
Yeah.
Morning, my friend. How is it going?
So I'm just going to go back and buy a pair of tropical fruit earrings, handmade by Miss Mango. So how do you feel about the cyclone coming?
I could feel my anxiety going up, but all week I'm talking like 5 generations, portdouglas
Oh wow!
have been saying to me, forget it, it's not coming, it's going to Mackay. They've all been pointing south, it's going to Mackay. So I just have to trust that the portdouglas understand.
Yes, yeah. It's funny because a lot of people who I've asked are saying they feel like it's going to go south. So I wonder if all you people that have this like sixth sense in FNQ.
To be honest, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
We're all like,
well, tough for the people in Mackay, but
I know.
but
you know, the sun is shining.
Yeah.
The highway's open.
Yes.
What more can
beautiful.
we
You've got Ulysses earrings on.
Yes,
Look
I
at
have.
that. Too much choice.
And how is Spiwa?
Spiwa is beautiful at the moment. Yeah, really nice. I'm a bit worried about the water again. It is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is, and it is the wet season.
Yes. It is so hot, but there is a beautiful breeze coming through, so it's lovely. Just look over here.
You guys need some healthy snacks?
Look at this bakery. It looks so good. Grant Street Kitchen. Hey, how you going?
Well, and you?
You worried about the cyclone?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Not a doubt.
No doubt. It's not coming here. We had ours already this year.
We got flooded in, not flooded actually, but flooded in, and this was the first time sort of from yesterday we've been able to come up here.
Yeah.
I wanted to do like a touristy video, come back to Portdouglas, they need you. But now there's another cyclone coming, so I'm not quite sure of the angle.
I think they're pretty confident it's going to go south. So
they seem to be south of Cairns somewhere, and people's gut feeling is like Mackay. So
I'd say someone's going to cut us a break, you know?
Yeah.
The cyclone wasn't bad. The flooding was pretty serious. So.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's right. The cyclone was nothing
no,
really.
I was here for the cyclone.
Yeah.
I flew out on the 16th, 12 hours before the airport was underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I took the range like 5 hours early because I know what happens after fires and rains.
Yep.
Mudslides.
We did a video on the floods in Machin's and Holloways.
Yeah.
And they are still not recovered. Like they are still. So if there's flooding again like that, it's not good for them.
No,
but anyway.
There won't be up here.
Yeah, good.
We got that already.
Yeah, okay. Under control.
I'm going to try a jam donut.
Yeah, for the community.
You're in my bed.
Enjoy that.
Thanks.
See you later.
No worries.
It's not a bad view from your market stall, is it?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
I'm doing my bit for Portdouglas with the jam donut. Oh, wow. Oh.
Unbelievable. This is the line for the fresh coconut juice. It is insane, but I am going to get into that line. Oh, you've got one already?
Yeah, just getting the meal from it, yeah.
Oh, nice. So that guy has his coconut, he's finished the juice, and now he's going to go and get the middle scraped out so he can eat it. Yum. Look at the size of these coconuts.
Cheers, thanks, Tom. Bring it back if you want to eat the flesh, yeah?
Look at that. And this guy's cutting the tops off. How you going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Look at this. Yeah, another cyclone is coming, so we're sort of like, we're not quite sure like what angle to go with. Are you worried about it?
Oh, yeah, anyway, there's fine. Thank you. Let's go, mate. It's no problem.
YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
yeah.
I thought I recognised
Oh,
you.
wow.
I watched some of your videos.
We were doing a touristy sort of video of Port Douglas.
Okay.
And then we found out another cyclone was coming, so we're sort of like, we're not quite sure like what angle to go with, but we'll just see. Hopefully it doesn't come up here, but yeah.
Yeah.
Are you worried about it?
I'm not too worried about it at all. I don't know. I just, the last one wasn't as bad as it felt like it was. It was the water, and then, I don't know.
Most people are saying they think it's going to go south. I don't know how they know this, but we'll see. Have a great day. Enjoy your coconut. So this place is what they call fruit poo, which is just all ground up frozen fruit, and it is amazing. It's so good. And they use all tropical fruits like banana, coconut, mango, pineapple, a bit of strawberry as well.
Hi ladies, how are you? What fruit would you like, sweet? Your name? Bianca.
I'll go with Dad.
Annie?
Oh, look at this place, smoked meats. So chorizo, hot chorizo, twiggy sticks. Ooh, scorpion hot.
Don't forget the very last packet that's on that table if you're sending it to somebody.
Oh, crocodile jerky. So you're local, are you?
We are, yeah.
And we thought we'd come up and try and get people back to Port Douglas.
Absolutely.
But now the cyclone.
It's one of those things until you're 12 hours out.
I know, you can't do anything.
You can't do anything.
You can't decide, you can't have an opinion. Like it's just...
Nobody knows until, for me, I reckon it's 12 hours.
Yep.
Is when I think it's right. That's its direction. That's where it's, roughly going to get.
Yep.
Even with Jasper.
Yep.
They said, straight over Port Douglas.
I know.
And it went north.
Yeah, totally.
Only a little bit.
Yeah.
It went north still. So, you know, what do you? Can't panic about something that hasn't happened.
So how it really hurt you was the boulder on the road, hey, and people not being able to get up
For
here?
us, it was the road closure.
Yeah.
For us it was, because we've got a store in town, we've got a deli in town. So what it did for us was all of our Christmas orders, so all of our stock that we already had for Christmas, it's now all out of date and people have cancelled their orders, so we've had to throw it out, and because it's not as a result
of the
store,
it's not insured.
It's not insured.
That is so bad.
So we had to refund the money.
Yep.
Pay the suppliers.
Yep.
Which is fine because they've supplied us with the goods.
Yeah.
But then we've now had to throw it out as well because look, you know what? This is where we live.
Yeah. It is.
It's fantastic. Look at today.
Yeah.
This is the wet season up here.
I hope
you get rain in the morning or in the afternoon.
Yep.
One of the two.
Yeah.
And you get beautiful days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit humid today.
Yeah. But it's paradise.
But it's fantastic. It's brilliant. It's a wonderful place. My husband had never been here till the day we moved. And he was here 3 weeks before he said, that's it, I'm never going anywhere else again.
I've heard that story so many times.
It's like I'd come up on holidays, not to Port Douglas, but to the Cairns area.
Yep.
And I just fell in love with it.
Totally.
And
totally.
that was it.
Yeah. So these people really need your tourist money when you come to visit in Port Douglas. So this is the Port Douglas Smokehouse, and you've got a shop in...
We do. We've got the Port Douglas Deli.
Yep, awesome, awesome. Good luck, have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
More fresh produce, star fruit.
11.
There's some fresh local papaya. And some dragon fruit.
I'd have to make that one. I'll have 11.
Are you worried about the cyclone?
No. It'll come, you can't stop it.
Exactly.
So.
Remember Yazi? Yazi was massive.
Yeah.
This one looks massive.
It does look massive.
Massive, but like I said, it could go do the Yazi thing. It could go
south,
around north or south of Townsville.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so they're saying between Cooktown and Mackay, most likely south of Cairns, but you know, who knows?
Bob knows, Uncle Bob knows. I haven't got an Uncle Bob, so I don't know.
Okay.
How's it going? I'm a jeweller by trade. I've got 2 jewellery trades and 1 other trade.
Oh look, you can
and
get...
each piece I make is like a challenge to me.
Name jewellery made, that is very cute.
It's my pleasure.
That's good.
So this guy is hand making jewellery.
The orders, the ones that I don't have made in my stock, I've got over 3,000 made in my stock.
Yep.
And whatever I don't have, I just make on the spot.
That's very handy of you. They're amazing, really beautiful.
Thank you.
We're doing a video about coming back to Port Douglas after the road closure.
Righto.
But now there's another cyclone coming, because I'm worried if we, you know, like we're all like, everyone come to Port Douglas.
Yeah.
And then you get blown away.
Well, it's not often we have 2 cyclones that close together.
I know, yeah. We're from Spiwa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've got friends in Spiwa.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know the Hungarian people there?
Are they on Spiwa Road?
They're right up the end of Spiwa Road, the very last, yeah. They're a Hungarian family.
Yeah. Very cool. Have a great day.
Likewise.
Nothing to do with Port Douglas, but I just want to show you how cool this car is.
He doesn't seem to be.
That's the fantastic Port Douglas markets in the most beautiful location you will ever go to a market in. Right next to the mangroves with all the birds and the boats, and it's just beautiful. And we are going to eat some fresh seafood, and we're going to get a drink, and we're going to cool down. And then we've actually booked a boat tour called Lady Douglas, I think, which we're going to go on this afternoon. But like, Port Douglas is absolutely still worth visiting, provided the cyclone doesn't hit here in the next couple of days. It is absolute paradise, and it is beautiful, and it is relaxed, and it's tropical. It's hot as hell. I'm sweating like a pig, but it's beautiful. So we've just walked back past St Mary's Church. It is so beautiful, and they've actually got like a real church service happening in there with carols. I don't know if it's carols, it might be hymns. I haven't been to church in a very, very long time, but absolutely beautiful. So if you are religious, this would be a beautiful place to come to on a Sunday at 11 AM. Are you local?
I am.
Are you worried about the cyclone?
No.
You're not?
Not this one.
Not this one. Lots of really, really lovely local people. Everyone's happy to talk to you, except for one guy. Told me off, but that's okay. I'm tougher than I look. So you don't need to spend a lot of money to make the most of Port Douglas because it is actual paradise. All you need is a fold-out chair, and you come here and you sit down and you are in paradise.
Can I do yours?
So there is no better seat in the house than that. There's a tinny. So there's heaps of beautiful pubs along the main strip in Port Douglas. They're all painted white, well, most of them, which is really beautiful and tropical, really old school. There's heaps of little lanes with all beautiful little boutiques and shops. So if you like shopping, you'll love Port Douglas. And there is also a Coles and a Kmart hub. So everything that you need if you forget something up here. So this is the Courthouse Hotel, which is one of our favourite. So you order at the kitchen window and then you grab your number and you go and find a table to sit at. So we're going to sit down here in the breeze, eat some seafood. I'm going to have a Chardonnay and Tim's going to have a beer. So it's not air conditioned here, which is nicer because they've got massive big fans and it's in the shade and you get a beautiful cool breeze. You could literally hang out here all day and you would be very happy. Look at this plate of seafood. This is the chip taste test. So Tim's going to taste some calamari.
There's a scallop next to the mussel.
So this is a mussel shell with 2 scallops and a mussel that are grilled in the mussel shell. Scallop. Beautifully cooked, not overcooked, really juicy, really charry. Mussel. I need to drink the juice because it's so good. Wow, really seaweed. It tastes like it's cooked in seawater. It's so salty. And now we're going to go down to 4 Mile Beach. And then we are going to go to the Marina and do the Lady Douglas tour. So we'll just show you the main street of Port Douglas. It's lovely. There's a whole lot of little boutiques and restaurants and pubs. Very, very tropical and very inviting, really nice. Are you worried about the cyclone? No. Not at all?
Not at all.
Okay.
What cyclone? More concerned that the beer might get warm.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
So there's a local Coles like any other and a Kmart hub. A dark pub is always the best when you're in Far North Queensland because it means it's cool and you save your eyes from the bright sun.
Anyway, nice talking to you.
Can I say hello? Hello, you're sweet. Are you local?
Right, yeah.
Are you worried about the cyclone? Should we be worried?
Well, you can never take it for granted.
Exactly, yes.
Right? It's the same as crocodiles.
Yes.
You never take them for granted.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually live in Mossman, and I was flooded out.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here.
Yes.
I'm in a unit here because my house is not livable.
Did someone help you to find the unit?
Yeah, and an insurance company.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you're lucky you had insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Because insurance is so expensive now. So many people didn't have it. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, good luck, and hopefully, are you planning on getting back to your house?
Well, I can't get back until it's been it's got to be stripped. All the flooring, all the electricity, all the electrical. I got 6 air conditioning units.
Yeah.
That was all flooded, and
so there's going to be mould as well now. Yeah, yeah.
I was lucky. I got the electricity on very early.
Yes.
So I had all the fans going.
Yeah, trying to dry it out. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the way it stands. I'm in port holiday.
Yeah. Do you know what? You've had a bad time, but there's worse places to be than Port Douglas.
It's all right.
And you're a darling. You're a little sweetie Tenterfield Terrier. Have it. Good luck. Hey, good luck. Enjoy your coffee. So we're now driving up the hill to the lookout. Oh, wow. So I think that's 4 Mile Beach down there, which we'll go down to. So this is called Flagstaff Hill. So this is 4 Mile Beach. And the good thing about Port Douglas is everything is so close. Like, if you weren't walking in the heat of the day when you would die, it is very walkable to come down to the beach from the main shops. So there are stinger nets down there, but to be honest, you're an idiot if you swim in this water. Really, really beautiful. Did any of the palm trees get blown over here, like at Ellis Beach?
Yeah, well, there was a couple just around here.
Is that what that red tape's for?
Big for the trimming as well.
Oh, yeah.
They often do that for the trimming.
Yep. Are you worried about the cyclone at all?
I wasn't worried about the last one either, and it come.
So don't ask you.
Too many times it's threatened us and gone away.
I know, it's like the boy who cried wolf thing, and then...
Well, exactly what I did.
Yeah. Well, good luck anyway.
We won't become complacent.
No. Like that guy was saying, we do become complacent because every year there's a cyclone coming, every year a cyclone doesn't come. And then even this year, the cyclone that came, so when Jasper came, Jasper itself wasn't that bad, but it was the flooding that came afterwards, which was very, very bad. Because I'll tell you something about locals here, everything gets downplayed. Nothing is as important as it is. And that is the nature of locals up here, and that's fine. You know, like if there's a cyclone coming, they'll be saying it's just going to be a storm. But this time the flooding actually caught everyone off guard, because after the cyclone, everybody was saying, see, that was nothing. And then everybody agrees that afterwards, when the flooding came, that was absolutely devastating. So even the most hardened locals that normally would be completely dismissive of any threat at all are a little bit more cautious this time. But you watch, the cyclone won't come and their resilience will build up, and then the next time it'll be back to normal. And if we get flooding again in those places, it's not good. So this is the netted off area, but I would never suggest you go swimming. It's just too dangerous. There's stingers. Even if you don't worry about crocodiles, like the chances of a crocodile eating you are fairly slim. but being stung by a stinger is not. We're now going to go over to the Marina. It is really hot. I want to hop in that water so badly. I really, really, really want to swim. But every day I say I am going to swim and I don't, then the next day somebody's stung by a stinger.
I am so hot and I really want to hop in that water as well. But not only are there crocodiles, there was one here yesterday at 10:30 a.m.
Okay, so we are now at the Marina in Port Douglas. It's called the Crystal Brook Super Yacht Marina. Pretty flash. But you can come down here and you can get one of a million boat tours that are all available to be bought, and you can board here, and while you're waiting, so we're just making our way down the jetty now. There's lots of very rich people who live here, apparently.
Alright, so just grab a seat, Tim, and we'll grab a complimentary drink for you today. Rightio, folks, so what we do on the Lady Douglas is we head down the estuary here. This is called Dixon's Inlet, and we go down there for about half of the cruise, and then we turn around, come right back up the channel, right out to the mouth of the port there, and then we're back here by about 4 o'clock. So along the way, it's pretty much all lined with mangrove forests along the estuary there. So I'll tell you lots about the ecology of the mangroves, but also about the town up here and the history of the area. And I'll point some landmarks out along the way, and hopefully there's some wildlife out there we can have a talk about too. But the boat's very stable, folks, so don't be afraid to get up and have a good walk around. You can go down onto the bow or the front of the boat there anytime you want, down either side there. There's a little seat you can sit on up the front if it's free, or you can stand up there too, that's no problem.
Thank you guys, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
Hope you got some good shots, eh?
We did. So that's it. That's the end of our day at Port Douglas. It was absolutely fantastic. If you feel like it, and only if you feel like it, like and subscribe. But most importantly, stay calm in the farm.
ABC News with Satya Weinstein. The Bureau of Meteorology has issued a warning for residents in Far North Queensland to prepare for a potential cyclone to make landfall in the coming days. A tropical low in the Coral Sea is expected to develop into a cyclone tomorrow and is forecast to move towards the Queensland coast. The Bureau's Stephen Hadley says it's difficult to predict exactly where the system will make landfall.
Of course, the details of where that coastal crossing is going to be changing quite a lot each day. And so what we've been able to say today is that the most likely crossing zone is between about Cairns and Mackay around the middle of the week, so around Wednesday or Thursday more likely.